Embrace 50 concise Stoic rules for a better, more meaningful life. Imagine standing in the middle of a hurricane. The winds are screaming, the rain lashes your skin, and the ground beneath your feet threatens to give way. Everything around you is chaos, yet, in the center of it all, there's calm, a quiet, unshaken core. That's the essence of Stoicism. And what if I told you that you, too, could find that unshakable calm, no matter the storms you face in life? This video isn't just about ancient philosophy. It's a guide, a blueprint for living a life that is resilient, meaningful, and profoundly free. Together, we'll walk through 50 Stoic rules, distilled wisdom from centuries of practice that will challenge the way you think, reshape the way you act, and, most importantly, transform the way you live. Let's begin with a question. What would your life look like if you let go of all the things you can't control? Rule 1. Understand the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught us a simple but life-changing idea. There are things you can control and things you cannot. Imagine wasting energy on the latter, like trying to control the weather. How many hours, days, years of your life are spent fretting over things beyond your grasp? The key is to focus entirely on what is within your power, your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. Think about it. When was the last time you allowed external events to dictate your happiness? Rule 2. Master your mind. Marcus Aurelius, writing in the midst of war, reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Pause and ask yourself, who truly rules your life? Is it you? Or is it the opinions of others, the fear of failure, or the distractions of the modern world? Rule 3. Practice negative visualization. The Stoics had a curious practice. They would visualize the worst-case scenario. Why? Not to be pessimistic, but to prepare themselves emotionally. Imagine losing a cherished possession, facing rejection, or encountering failure. If you've already faced it in your mind, you'll be ready for it in reality. This doesn't diminish your joys, it heightens them. Rule 4. Amor fati, love your fate. Instead of fighting life's hardships, embrace them. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Each challenge, each loss, is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Rule 5. Take responsibility for your life. Seneca said, "It's not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It's because we do not dare that things are difficult." How often do we blame circumstances, people, or bad luck for our failures? The Stoic takes ownership of their life. When you do this, you reclaim your power. Picture a modern professional, standing on a stage, delivering a speech to thousands. Their palms sweat, their heart races, but in that moment, they recall a Stoic rule. Focus only on what you can control. The result? Calm, clarity, confidence. This is the practical power of Stoicism. But let's not stop here. Ask yourself, what fears are you allowing to control you? What would happen if you faced them head-on? Rule 6. Memento mori, remember death. This rule is not about being morbid. It's about urgency. Life is fleeting, and death is inevitable. By keeping this truth close, we live with more intention. How many of us go through life on autopilot, forgetting that every day is a gift? Rule 7. Focus on the present moment. The present moment is all we have. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Yet, how much of our lives are spent regretting the past or worrying about the future?" Practice anchoring yourself in now. What beauty or opportunity are you missing because your mind is elsewhere? Rule 8. Cultivate inner calm. Imagine a still pond. No matter what's thrown into it, the ripples fade. That's inner calm. It doesn't mean ignoring emotions, but learning to respond rather than react. The next time you're angry or anxious, pause, breathe, observe the emotion, let it pass. Rule 9. Pursue virtue above all else. For the Stoics, virtue, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance was the ultimate goal. Wealth, power, and fame are fleeting, but virtue is unshakable. Ask yourself, are your daily choices aligned with the person you want to become? Rule 10. Embrace discomfort. Seneca practiced living with less to remind himself how little he truly needed. In our age of convenience, discomfort can be a powerful teacher. Skip a meal, take a cold shower, or walk instead of driving. These small acts build resilience and remind us of our inner strength. At this point, you might be wondering, why aren't these principles taught everywhere? Why do we chase temporary pleasures instead of enduring peace? Because society thrives on distraction. Advertisements, social media, and entertainment pull us away from ourselves. But you, by being here, are choosing differently. Rule 11. Avoid complaints. Complaining is wasted energy. When faced with a problem, ask, what can I do about this? If nothing, let it go. If something, complaining is inertia, action is progress. Rule 12. Don't be ruled by others' opinions. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." How much of your life is shaped by the fear of judgment? Remember, what others think of you is none of your business. Rule 13. Find joy in simplicity. Happiness isn't found in extravagance, but in simplicity. A walk in nature, a genuine conversation, or a moment of gratitude holds more value than any luxury. Simplify, and you'll uncover joy. Rule 14. Practice gratitude daily. Each night, the Stoics reflected on what went well and what they were grateful for. Gratitude shifts your perspective, revealing abundance where you once saw lack. Rule 15. Learn from failure. Failure is not the end. It's a teacher. Each setback holds a lesson. When faced with failure, ask, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? As we close this section, let me leave you with a thought. What would happen if you truly embraced these rules? What kind of life would you create? Unshakable freedom. How Stoicism can set you free in a chaotic world. Imagine for a moment being entirely free, not in the sense of wandering the world without responsibility, but free in your mind. Picture yourself walking through chaos, deadlines looming, relationships strained, uncertainty everywhere, and yet, none of it shakes you. You are calm, steady, and clear. This is the freedom Stoicism offers, and it's the essence of what we'll explore in this part. But first, consider this. What does freedom mean to you? Is it wealth, time, or something deeper, freedom from fear, doubt, and emotional turmoil? Rule 16. Accept what is. Reality doesn't change because we resist it. Instead of wishing for circumstances to be different, accept them as they are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Love only what happens to you and is woven into the pattern of your destiny." Acceptance isn't resignation, it's power. The saying, "This is the hand I've been dealt. Now, how do I play it?" Rule 17. Control your desires. We live in a world that thrives on creating wants. New gadgets, bigger houses, better cars. But how often do these desires bring lasting fulfillment? The Stoics believe true wealth lies not in having more but in needing less. Reflect. What do you truly need to live a meaningful life? Rule 18. Cultivate self-discipline. Freedom requires discipline. It's the paradox of life. Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Think of self-discipline as the key to unlock your highest potential. Start small, wake up earlier, stick to a routine, or keep a promise to yourself. Each act of discipline strengthens your inner resolve. Rule 19. Let go of attachment. Clinging to things, be it material possessions, relationships, or even ideas, leads to suffering. The Stoics teach us to appreciate without attachment. Enjoy what you have, but remember, it's not truly yours. Ask yourself, if I lost this tomorrow, could I still find peace? Rule 20. Face adversity with grace. Life is not meant to be easy. It's through challenges that we grow. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When you encounter obstacles, see them as opportunities for growth. Let's pause. Imagine you've just faced a major setback, perhaps a failed project, a lost relationship, or an unexpected health challenge. Now ask yourself, what if this isn't the end, but the beginning of something greater? Rule 21. Be kind, even when it's hard. Kindness is a strength, not a weakness. In a world full of anger and division, a simple act of kindness can be revolutionary. The Stoics practiced compassion, even toward those who wronged them. Why? Because they understood that cruelty stems from ignorance, not malice. Rule 22. Don't take things personally. Not everything is about you. When someone criticizes or mistreats you, it often reflects their inner struggles, not your worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they cannot tell good from evil." Rule 23. Reflect on your day. Every evening, the Stoics would reflect on their actions. What did I do well? What could I have done better? This practice isn't about guilt but growth. It's a way to realign with your values daily. Rule 24. Balance action with rest. Stoicism isn't about endless productivity. It's about intentional living. Rest is as important as action. Remember, even Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, made time for reflection and rest. Are you prioritizing time to recharge? Rule 25. Seek wisdom over pleasure. Pleasure is fleeting. Wisdom endures. The Stoics valued learning and self-improvement over indulgence. Each day is an opportunity to grow. What are you doing today to become wiser? At this point, you might feel a shift, a realization that the rules we're discussing aren't just abstract ideas but practical tools for life. Let me ask, what's stopping you from applying them right now? Rule 26. Stay humble. No matter how much you achieve, remember, you are one small part of a vast universe. Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. Seneca wrote, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Rule 27. Anticipate setbacks. The Stoics believed in premeditatio malorum, anticipating potential problems. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. By imagining challenges, you can face them calmly when they arise. Rule 28. Embrace solitude. In solitude, we meet ourselves. The Stoics spent time alone, not to escape the world but to understand it better. Take moments of silence daily. Disconnect to reconnect with what truly matters. Rule 29. Speak less. Listen more. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." In a world full of noise, the ability to listen deeply is rare and powerful. Rule 30. Live according to nature. For the Stoics, living in harmony with nature meant aligning with the natural order, accepting life cycles, understanding your role, and not resisting the inevitable. Reflect. Are you living in alignment with your true self, or are you resisting it? Imagine standing in front of a mirror. What do you see? Not just your reflection, but your choices, your habits, and your character. Now ask, if this were your last day, would you be proud of the life you've lived? Rule 31. Be patient. Growth takes time. Just as a tree doesn't sprout overnight, neither do profound changes in your life. Patience isn't passive. It's active trust in the process. Rule 32. Avoid envy. Envy is comparison turned toxic. The Stoics taught us to focus on our own path, not others. When you feel envy, ask yourself, what can I learn from this person instead of resenting them? Rule 33. Don't fear criticism. Criticism is inevitable. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Live in alignment with your values, and criticism will lose its sting. Rule 34. Keep moving forward. No matter how slow, progress is progress. As Seneca said, while we are postponing, life speeds by. What small step can you take today toward a better life? Rule 35. Find contentment in the present. Happiness isn't found in some distant future. It's here and now. The Stoics believed in finding joy in the present moment, no matter how imperfect it may seem. As we close this part, I challenge you, what would happen if you fully embraced these rules? How different would your life be a year from now? The Stoics' legacy: building a life that inspires others to live with courage and clarity. Imagine being remembered not for what you owned or accomplished, but for how you lived, for your courage in the face of adversity, your clarity amidst confusion, and your unwavering commitment to what is right. This is the legacy of a Stoic, a life that inspires others to rise above their circumstances and live with meaning. Ask yourself, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Is it one that reflects fleeting success, or one that changes lives for generations? Rule 36. Lead by example. The most powerful way to inspire others is not through words but through actions. When you embody Stoic principles, calm under pressure, integrity in decisions, and kindness even when it's hard, you become a living testament to what's possible. Rule 37. Focus on long-term values. The Stoics lived by virtues, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance, not trends. Reflect. Are your daily choices aligned with what will matter in 10, 20, or 50 years? Building a meaningful life requires thinking beyond the present moment. Rule 38. Accept impermanence. Everything is temporary: your successes, your failures, even your struggles. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "All things fade and quickly turn to myth." Embracing impermanence frees you from clinging to what must eventually pass. Rule 39. Seek harmony, not perfection. Life isn't perfect, nor will it ever be. The Stoic seeks harmony instead, a balance between effort and acceptance, ambition and contentment. Think of your life as a symphony. It doesn't need to be flawless to be beautiful. Rule 40. Commit to lifelong learning. The pursuit of wisdom never ends. Seneca said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Read widely, reflect deeply, and remain curious. Each lesson brings you closer to understanding yourself and the world." Now imagine this: you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to a comfortable life, devoid of challenge but also growth. The other is uncertain, difficult, and filled with opportunities to build courage and character. Which path would you choose? Rule 41. Stay resilient in failure. Failure is not a detour. It's part of the path. The Stoics believed that each failure brings a lesson. Ask yourself, what have I learned from my failures? How have they shaped me into who I am today? Rule 42. Detach from outcomes. You can control your actions, but not their results. This is liberating. Do your best and let go of the rest. True freedom lies in detachment from outcomes. Rule 43. Find purpose in service. The Stoics believed in living for the greater good. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." Think about how your actions contribute to others. What legacy of service are you leaving? Rule 44. Practice forgiveness. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgive not for them, but for your own peace. Seneca advised us to remember our own imperfections when judging others. Rule 45. Live authentically. The greatest burden is trying to be someone you're not. Be true to yourself, even when it's hard. As Epictetus said, know, first, who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Picture a ripple in a still pond. Your actions, however small, create waves that touch countless lives. Now consider, what kind of ripple effect are you creating in the world? Rule 46. Embrace change. Change is the only constant. Resisting it leads to suffering. Embracing it brings growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Observe constantly that all things take place by change. Are you resisting life's flow, or moving with it?" Rule 47. Face fear head-on. Fear thrives in avoidance. The Stoics teach us to confront fear, to step into the discomfort. What fear is holding you back right now? What would happen if you faced it today? Rule 48. Cultivate gratitude for adversity. Adversity is life's greatest teacher. Instead of resenting challenges, be grateful for the strength they build. Reflect. What difficulties have shaped you into who you are? Rule 49. Leave a positive mark. Your time here is finite. What impact will you make? Each act of kindness, each moment of integrity, adds to the legacy you leave. Rule 50. Live fully, die peacefully. The ultimate Stoic rule is to live so fully that when your time comes, you can meet it with peace. Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." As we conclude, let me ask you one final question. If today were your last day, would you be proud of the life you've lived? This is your invitation to embrace these rules, not just as ideas, but as a way of life. Share this journey with others. Be the calm in the storm, the clarity in the chaos, and the inspiration that sparks change in the world. What do you think of this legacy?